This is the Patterns podcast. Today we're here with Blackjack, and it's daytime, and it's unusual. So, Blackjack, I met Blackjack through this label, Third Stone. Sorry, it's a mouthful for a French guy. Third Stone Sounds. Um, so yeah, I've just interviewed Rich Keith Strange. You can check it out. Like it was two episodes ago. And here we are with Blackjack. So Blackjack, I'm sorry, I'm just rolling a cigarette.
All good, bro.
Don't smoke. And so how about so we met through Third Stones. How about you kind of tell me the story of from your perspective, what is Third Stones, how it came to be, and where is it heading right now?
So, Third Stones started out. I'm actually I'm not gonna say that I'm like super sure about how it started out. I just remember like meeting Rich a while back ago, and he was making a collective, and he had mentioned it a ton while I was in Lazy Tree, and I I wanted to be a part of it, and like the more that we got to talking, I really wanted to. I really liked it. I messaged him one day, and I saw how good he was doing already, and I was like, man, I want to get serious about my music. I want to do something. I want to I want to get some followers. I want to make some money, but I want to make some music that's going to be heard. And I feel like you're doing that, bro. And he's like, I'm totally with this. Like I definitely need somebody to help me out, and I've tried. I've just been here with him the whole time, and like we got the Discord up and everything. I think Rich's real goal in Third Stones is like to make a music label that's not scary like all the other labels. Like I think like he has a plan for like making contracts and stuff, but like it's not gonna be crazy. Like with the contracts, like as long as you tell us like I don't think like 60 to 90 days or something before, you can opt out anytime. You can have your music back. You can do whatever you want. It's like you don't have to be here. You're not obligated to do anything. We're just trying to help you. We're musicians trying to help other musicians become better.
All right.
And that's what music should be about, man. It's about community, and it's about love, and it's about spreading music, man. Like music is
And
just
more than
it's
that,
a
yeah,
feeling.
it's
You
just
know,
so
it's
universal. But like, yeah, it's so true because the community is a very important part because you don't make you rarely make music just for yourself. I know people
yeah.
say that. I'm just making music for myself. I don't know if I believe them. I don't know. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're telling me the truth. Maybe that's. But that this is something that you share. Something that you share with your friends, share with you. And it's so like we're gonna listen to some music in a short while. But this is it. Like I remember, like every time I you know discover a new artist or something, I want to share it because you kind of get like this is the truest way to connect with someone beyond words.
Yeah.
Like it's even a little bit removed from words. You can have lyrics, obviously, but music gets you to these places, and like I will never like I talk about this track all the time on each podcast, but like recently I was listening to this playlist by my friend Sherry. I don't know if you know her. Like she made a couple of playlists with TSS artists in December. Amazing playlist, and there's one. It has this Daphnics track, which called "Old School Romance."
Yeah, I heard that in the last one. Great track.
It just takes you places.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you say like the label isn't scary, I take it as also like I don't have the feeling that anybody's going to come and tell me, oh, you should do, shorter tracks or longer tracks or more, upbeat tracks. Like
Yeah,
it was always like, yeah, man, do your thing,
yeah,
you be you. And that's very rare, actually. Like from my
yeah,
experience, I don't have extensive experience with labels, but like all of the times, I've been on a label, it was like, at first it was like, oh yeah, that's great music, and then, oh, you should do music, like even small, like independent label. Like I wasn't on any
yeah,
major. You can understand, even without agreeing, with major labels, they're like more like businesses, and they want to make money and profit, and it's less. I don't think it's not about the music, but it's less so about the music. Like they need you, to make them profit.
yeah.
But
A lot of labels are about money, man, and I'm just, don't get me wrong, like I enjoy money too as much as anybody else in this world, but I
yeah,
mean, like I want to be able to make money off of something that I'm having fun and being passionate about.
yeah.
Like that's cool. Like if I'm having fun and I'm enjoying my shit, like that's what I want to do, And if I make money off of it, yes, that's extra goals, like that's what I want,
Can,
like
can I
but
can I challenge that thought for a minute? Like,
eh,
because you say, yeah, you want to have fun, and you want it to be cool, and I believe you, but at the same time, uh, you wouldn't disagree, like making music to the level at which we aspire. It's pretty hard. It's pretty difficult. It's not
yeah,
always like about fun. You enjoy yourself, but you also go through moments while doing it, where it's difficult, or you have a lot of disappointment when you really
oh
put your
yeah,
heart and soul in
definitely.
the track, and people are like, oh, I'm not really digging that track, or you know it's a
Yeah,
difficult path. It's
yeah,
it's enjoyable, it feels meaningful, and I think that's what many people mean when they say, oh, I'm having fun. It's just, oh, right now in the moment I'm doing what I want to know I'm supposed to be doing with my life, so I feel
yeah.
in sync.
I think a main thing that made it okay for me was a long time ago. I was like I was traveling and I was hitchhiking up and down the coast and stuff, and I brought
Nice.
my guitar and my backpack with me all over the place, and that's how I made my money. That's how I did everything,
And I'm sure
and
it wasn't easy, like not
it
every
wasn't,
day. Yeah,
like a lot of it was hard. It was hard being homeless.
yeah,
Being homeless is not an easy thing, but I
yeah,
had a lot of fun doing it. But like I found a lot less meaning in my life, and a lot of less things that really made me like happy. I found like you know, a lot of little things would end up making me happy. Like at the end of the day, like you've been hungry all day and then you just get some food and you're like,
yeah,
oh man, dude, this made the day worth it. Like I'm feeling good about this.
yeah.
And I discovered that, I was making a track one time when I was first starting to produce, and I was like going through a lot of stuff in my life, and I was listening to this track, and I was just vibing so hard. My eyes were closed. I was just smiling. I was like, yeah, dude, I made this.
Yeah,
I did this, and that feeling was like ethereal. It was nothing like I'd ever experienced before. Like this is
been
happiness.
so
This
good.
is what
Yeah,
it feels like. And I'm like, I just want to live like this forever. I'm okay with that. And if I make money off of it, fine. If I don't do anything, but I just want this feeling of just, I made that. I am so proud of myself for doing this. It doesn't matter. Nobody else has to hear it. I feel good.
and it
And that,
speaks about
and
you.
that's something somebody can't take from you.
It speaks about the true nature of who you are, beyond just the individual, like who you are as a, you know, uh, uh, I would say, in a sense, sacred being. It's the ability to make music is like technically out of this world. Like it shouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you think about what music is, it's like just songs and that, like you just speak, but different pitches. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't make sense, yet it does. It make incredible sense, like
Yeah.
sense beyond what you can express with words. And I think having the ability to do that, and choosing to all right, I'm going to make it count. I have this ability.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that it's not lost on me. That that's a conversation I just had, and it gives you the sense of, oh, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm happy. People always like say, oh, I want to be happy, and they imagine happiness is the absence of adversity, the absence of suffering and setbacks. But actually, happiness is when you decide to commit to something that's important and meaningful to you, regardless of the struggle that will ensue, from this decision to commit. And you accept,
Yeah.
you see, all right, it's going to be difficult. I'm not going to, I'm 42, like most of people I went to school with. They own their homes. I don't. I rent like a shitty home right now, and that's fine. I make music, and I don't have the security, and I'm sure you don't either. But we have enough, as you say. Sometimes just having a meal, meeting some friends, having the ability to, turn on the
Yeah.
computer and play some notes.
Yeah.
It's a lot. We could easily take it from granted, but when you use that to create something that reaches people very deeply, it's there's nothing like that. Nothing like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, man. Like,
So how did you get into, like, for how long have you been making music? How did you get into that?
uh, man, it's been a long road. Um, before we go into that, I actually want to add something that, like, you were talking about a lot of that. I think a good analogy that my friend had one time. We were talking about, like, the universe and, like, space, and, like, how sound is vibration. It's literally
Yeah,
frequency, and that we everything is made up of frequency.
yeah,
And literally, like, when you
harmonics.
play music, it's just frequency at its base. It can be a sine wave that's just doo, like, and then it turns into, this. And I was like, man, music is literally like frequency at its base, and it, like,
Technically, yeah.
he said that music is the sound of consciousness. And I just, like, that never got away from me, man. Like, I love the idea that it's literally like the sound of us
Well,
existing,
I
you know?
may be able to blow your mind right now. How are you familiar with, like, music theory, and in particular
Yeah, I'm
harmonic
fairly
theory?
familiar.
All right, so maybe I'm not going to blow your mind. Harmonic series.
What?
Are you familiar with the harmonic series?
No.
All right. Have you ever played the guitar?
Yeah, I play
All right.
guitar. That's my instrument.
So yeah, so you just pick a string, like empty string, and you have the harmonics at this. I think the fifth, seventh, and 12th or 13th fret. You have, if
Yeah.
you can. So this is like ratios within the. So you have this your string that vibrates at a given frequency, right? And then you have the octave, you have the fifth, you have a whole series. You can play harmonics all along the string if you do it right. So the thing, like the harmonic series, they have an order. So the first note, the first frequency you hear when you play a note is the fundamental frequency. So if you play a C, you're gonna have the first frequency, like all the frequency, like all the notes will be in that C, in that vibration, in forms of harmonics. So the first harmonic, the fundamental, will be the C. Um, then you have another C. I'm not even sure like what the order is, but basically the first, like, so you have the C, you have the octave. So the C, let's say you play C2, you have um, um, C3, and then the next harmonic that you get will be the fifth. And when you look at music, like theory, you have this extremely strong relationship between the fundamental and the first um, frequency in the harmonic series that isn't the fundamental, the fifth. And that to me tells me, because it's evident when you listen to music, like everybody recognize. Of course, you have microtonality and stuff, and indigenous music culture that use music differently, but for the most part, like 99.9% of music, it's based on this relationship between the harmonic, the fundamental, and the what we call the dominant. So the fifth, it's like the kids like did a song like da 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 da. No, that's
Yeah.
yeah, or da 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 da. This is the song
Yeah.
that every child ever knows, and this is like very strongly related to the harmonic series. You have the major third, you have the fifth, obviously, and you have the seventh.
Yeah.
And, but you understand when you sing da 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 da, you understand the keys actually da 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 da. This is the fundamental, and you have
Yeah. You're
the
rooting it.
first harmonics within the harmonic series that make up the melody. And like all music, when you have a 2-5-1 or stuff like that, the two is actually the fifth of the five. When you play like a 2-5-1 in jazz, say you play a D minor
Yeah.
onto G7 onto a C major. So the
Yeah.
D is actually the fifth of the G, and the G is the fifth of the
Yeah.
C. So when you play 2-5-1, what you're actually doing is playing 5-1, 5-1. And you have this relationship in music like everywhere, but it exists in nature. Everything that vibrates creates these harmonics in this order. It's like technically
Uh,
explainable magic.
yes. Yes.
It
Definitely.
has to exist. Like
Um.
we didn't invent music. We naturally recognize harmony as human being, conscious human being. We recognize the pattern of how harmony work, and we respond to that. The 5-1, like 5 is attention, 1 is resolution, 5 is chaos, 1 is order. And
Oh, I
creating
didn't know
music
that.
is balancing. When you play jazz, you have several levels of 5-1s happening simultaneously, and intricately, and this is deeply meaningful to us, because that's how nature, that's how the world we live in is actually built physically to respond, to create this harmony. And when I first learned that, like everything changed for me. Everything changed. Like I wasn't the same musician after that.
Yeah.
It's because I always thought like, oh, we just decided this kind of interval sounds good because we like it, and actually it's written down in the way nature is built, like, regardless of us existing, or not. Music, like the fundamental workings of music, exist without us. We didn't create it. We just recognize it, and we started using it to communicate, to convey meaning.
I
That's
mean, in reality, it started out with like bangs and stuff, and like drums. They say that rhythmic patterns of drums actually set your mind to be more focused on things around you. So, like, when people used to do tribal rituals and stuff and like sacrifices or whatever, if they like smoked weed or if they did like any kind of hallucinogens while those rhythmic drums are coming, that,
oh yeah,
that it would induce more hallucinogens.
oh yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
which is crazy to think that sound itself can just induce that. Can already make you in a trance state, and then having anything else would just boost it. And it's just sound. It's just people going, you
Yeah, but
know, it.
the way sound is made is a model of everything, because you can go, philosophically in your life. You alternate, like it's an oscillation. Your life, you have good times, you have bad times. You're single, you have a girlfriend. You're creative, you're not creative. You have money, you're poor. You have
Yeah.
like you learn, you master, then you become a beginner again. you become a student again, and then you have this duality between struggle and peace, like chaos and order, basically. And you explore the world and you find something new that's chaos. You don't, what is this? And then you look into it and you rationalize it. You use order to make sense of chaos, and through that you create balance, and through balance you create meaning. And this chaos order, it's the dominant and the fundamental. It's the fifth, like the first note that isn't the fundamental in the harmonic series is the fifth. That's chaos. That's harmonic series is, oh, this is the note. The next harmonic, oh yeah, this is the note. This is order. The note is order. And then something new, something different. This is chaos. And what you do with chaos, then you bring back in the note, and you have the 5-1, the fundamental, harmonic relationship, like in pretty much all music. It's
Yeah.
mind blowing. It's every
It's like it's the circle of fifths, man.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
This is like, I can't believe it. Like, so many people miss this, like including musicians. I don't care about music theory and stuff.
You really should, as a
Yeah.
musician, if you're making music. It's important to know the language of music.
Mm.
That's what music theory is. It's literally just learning the lingo.
Yeah.
And once I learned a lot about it, I realized that it's not just music that does this. Another most relatable thing is math.
Yeah.
Math has its own language, and literally, like, the reason why it was like hard for me to understand it in school, I just didn't understand the lingo of math. They had like all these different things that, like, it just means, like a fifth note is just like a couple notes away from your root note or a bass note, and that's literally just the lingo for it. It's like,
Yeah, you can
so in
still
math,
say
it's
whatever
like,
you want with it.
that's just it just is what it is.
And
And I think it's very important to learn the language of the craft that you're making, because it's like it'll just change you as a musician. Like,
yeah,
I
it's
make
like
a lot of people a lot of people have told me that when they hear, like, because I make like a lot of lo-fi beats or whatever, but like I've heard several times that they're like, man, your beats aren't just like beats, they're songs. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and then there's an end. And that's just how I grew up listening to music, man. That's
yeah,
just, everything that I know, like, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's like I'll just try to make the song flow out through everything. And it's
yeah,
like, and I respect beats sometimes. Like, there's been some that are just like straight up a drum and a sample, and it
yeah,
sounds great, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh man, this is dope. Like, I'm so much more complicated than that. I have to make everything has to be perfect. I gotta, like, okay, it's gotta be here. This sounds too repetitive. I gotta change this. Like, that beat needs to go here. This needs to stop. Oh my god, this is just I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to music, man.
How about you're on your computer right now?
Yeah.
Can you, like, if you go on to share screen, you click on that, and you get a menu, and you if you click on advanced tab, you can select on music or computer sound only, and it would be great if you can play. Yeah, let's play some music. Let's listen.
Okay, I'm super down. Yeah. All right. I'm sort of new to this. Sorry.
That's fine.
And you said go to advanced.
Yeah. So and then you should have the option to select music or computer sound only.
Wow.
You don't?
I'm looking for it.
All right, it shouldn't be. It should be right in your face. Actually, you might be in the wrong settings. Just go back to the, like, normal window.
Okay.
Then you have, like, on the bottom, you have security, participants, chat, share screen. Yeah. So that's the share screen you want to click on. Not the arrow.
There we go. Okay, it's right there. My bad.
Yeah.
Right in my face. Awesome.
All right.
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can.
All right. Yeah, you can share the sound. We'll have to allow you.
And then So you can share your sound only, or you can share your screen. Am I
You
sharing my
could
screen?
you can share your screen if you want, but if you do what I just told, like just music or computers, it won't share your screen. You still see your face.
How do I how do I do this?
Hang on, I'm just gonna.
Okay, here we go. Screen, got this. Okay, and then share sound.
Yeah,
Oh, I can just share my sound by itself. All right, yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
I did cut you off, and that's I'm kind of a rambler. Like I go on
Oh,
this
it's
tangent,
same here, man.
and you were explaining to me how you got into music, and so you met this friend, and you were starting to talk about. So now you're sharing the
Um,
screen.
yeah. Okay, I think I think I am sharing my sound now.
You're sharing your screen.
Okay, and can you see me though still?
Uh, I can see you, but I'm not sure the recording will show you. I think it will show the screen.
Oh, okay, all right. Then
But you can like it's you probably just clicked on the wrong button at some point.
I clicked on share sound, but I only shared the I didn't end up sharing the screen.
How
So
so I'm just
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. I'm looking. All right,
I'm
so
so not used to Zoom.
yeah,
Ooh,
I've been there. So let's go back. Actually, now you can share your screen. Just open the Zoom window so I can see it.
okay. Okay. Oh man. All right. Please just. How do you full screen? It's like tiny now.
Yeah, just open the like put it on the screen.
Um, I'm trying here, man.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing.
So what do you see now?
It shows me and you,
All
and
right.
then it shows you in a small window though. Like, and I don't know how to get like out of
You
that
still
window.
have like the menu on the bottom, like the icons.
No, not anymore. It's just
Oh,
this small little window where it's just me and you,
on top
and
of that window, you might have
there's
stop
like three
like
little
a stop
options.
sharing. Like on top of the window, you should have a few options, and one of these might be stop sharing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right.
All right.
Oh, I, okay. Wow.
So this was a Zoom meeting sharing screen tutorial that you got for free. So all right. So we're back on the.
Okay, Now I press share screen, and then
You just click on the icon, not on the arrow on the side, just on the icon, and then you should have a window that opens up with several like larger icons.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what do you have? Do you see now?
I have the video between us, and then I have my browser as well.
All right. So there's like if you click on share,
Yeah.
share screen, you should have another window that opens up.
Okay. So am I gonna share the browser or our conversation so you can still see me?
Yeah, no, it should be different. Um, maybe I can share my screen and maybe I can show you.
Okay.
Basic share
Sorry,
screen.
this is
Yeah,
this
that's
is
fine. Share. All right. So
okay.
I don't think so. Now you should be able to to see my screen.
Um,
Are you seeing my screen?
no. It just says you started sharing.
All right. Uh, all right. So If you don't,
There we go. Okay.
all right.
Oh my God.
So do you see like the menu I'm on right now on top of the screen?
Yeah, where it says view options. Or oh wait, no, it shows view options for me.
Oh, all right. So you don't see like my zoom menu on top?
No, because
Like,
this little menu is in the way. Hold on here. Okay, now I see it.
all right.
But it doesn't show anything. It just shows it's blank.
Oh, oh, damn. All right.
Oh, this
Anyway,
is great.
now do you see that window that just opened in the middle?
Yeah,
All right. So that's
that's also blank.
oh,
Everything is just. I think there's a video playing, but
hang
it's
on.
all just blank.
Oh, come on. It's gonna work.
Okay, can I just try it? Like I think if it just lets me share sound and then I just share the screen of us still talking, then it'll work.
Yeah, we can just try it one more time. So now you have the Zoom
Okay.
meeting, and on the bottom,
Share.
all right.
Now you can see the video of us still, right?
I'm not sure people can see, but they can hear.
Okay, let me say so I was gonna play a song. Okay,
That's
okay.
cool.
Let me think. Okay, so I can show you uh so here, let me find the specific song I'm looking for before we start going into this.
No, we're getting into like all the songs,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Okay, here we go. All right. So you asked me a while back when I started producing,
yeah,
and I'd say I started producing around 3 years ago, but I've been making music my whole life.
yeah.
Like when I was 10 years old, I started playing guitar. My dad taught me smoke on the water. Yes, I learned
Uh,
smoke on the water. But
everybody did. I
I
guess
think
it's mandatory. I think. Like
I
if you
think
go
what
to
was
jail, if
different
you
about
can't play
me
it.
was that he taught me how to play it on like the low E string, like like everybody, and I was like, no, I'm gonna play it on the high E. And I don't know, like it's something small, but like thinking about it now, I think that was just like a little hint to see like he's different. He doesn't want to like do everything the most conventional way. Like he's already on his own path to create his own sound and do his own thing. Like
Dude, every
because
time,
I didn't want to play it like that. I was like, no, I like it better this way. And that's just how I was.
every
Um,
time I have someone on, like they tell me a story, and I've been through the same thing. Like when I was a kid, I was playing stuff. I was listening on the radio on my grandmother's piano, and I was always trying to, oh, how can I make it different? How can I make it better?
yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's exactly how I am too. Yeah.
it's nice. I can play it now. All right, how I would play it differently? You know, and it's funny. It's like every time, it never misses. There's
Um,
something like in common. So you playing Smoke on the Water on the high E.
I, yeah, and that was like when I was 10. I was kind of into guitar for a little while, but
Yeah,
like I wasn't doing like a bunch, with it. And when I got a little bit older, like around 13, 14, something like that,
yeah,
I funny story, I snuck out with my friend and we used to go outside and we used to dress up in army gear
yeah.
and we used to grab like BB guns and we thought we were gonna be like Batman vigilantes.
Yeah.
And that's just what we did at night. We were just like, you know what? So I got caught and um
Of course
like
you did.
I was like, I'm gonna run away and like I didn't know what to do. So that none of that worked out for me. And then I ended up getting grounded for like, a month or whatever. And
Yeah.
uh my mom like put me on this stuff called restriction where she just took everything. Like, no TV, no nothing. You just get to sit here. I was like, all right. But I had this electric guitar that my uncle had given me, and I was like, I was always a creative kid. It was like
Yeah.
if you took everything away from me, that's when like I shine. I would like
Yeah.
make little paper mache forts if you took all my toys away from me, and I'd be like, fine, I'm just gonna turn paper into toys or whatever, you know, like.
Yeah, you go
And
outside and look at the infinity of, what you have
yeah,
inside, and you bring it out. That's, what
it's just the
artists do.
creativity has always been flowing through me, man.
Yeah.
I'm just naturally that way, you know, like. But I decided I was like, you know, well, if I'm gonna be stuck in here for a month, I might as well learn how to play that. So
Yeah.
I went on my grandma's Windows Me, if you remember that. God, such a horrible computer. I went on AOL.com.
Oh yeah.
Great
Yeah.
flashbacks here, man.
Oh yeah, with the dial-up modem.
Yeah. I went on AOL and I found a simple chord chart, you know, for guitar, and
Yeah.
I was like, you know, well, I don't know if this is the right thing, and I'm just gonna print it out and learn these. And I started playing, and I learned all the chords, and it was slow at first, you know,
Yeah.
and I just did it in my room by myself. And once I started getting the chords down, I was like, well, I'm gonna start like writing some stuff, and you know, and I was like, well, how do I want it to sound? And then I started singing to it a little bit, and for a long time, like a good few years when I first started getting into guitar, nobody knew that I sang. Like I really was like super unsure about my voice. I didn't want anybody to know. I would show people that I played, but I was like super insecure about my voice, man.
Yeah.
And I wanted I wanted to sing, you know. I felt that, but I just didn't think that I was good enough. And one of my best friends, still to this day, he came in and heard me one time playing and singing, and he was like, "Man, you actually sound really good, dude. Like, was that you singing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And he's like, "Man, dude, I don't know why you don't like sing in front of other people." I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just not,
Yeah.
you know." Like, so for a long time, he was like the only person I knew that knew that I sang, and eventually I got up to the point where, you know, I was like, okay, and I was writing all my other songs, so like I learned guitar and learned to sing at the same time. They both came up
Yeah.
together. You
Together.
know, like
Together.
I think I learned guitar a couple of months before I did, you know, but like other than that, I was like, you know, I was singing. I've always been singing and playing. That's just what I do. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, and um after I like finally got good enough to like feel confident enough to sing in front of people, it was just odd for that point. I was just all about it, you know, like and like I originally didn't want to become um a lead guitarist. Like I got this is way later on in life,
Yeah.
but like, you know, I didn't really want to like, I just wanted to play rhythm and sing. You know,
Yeah.
that was just what I wanted to do, and I ended up being, you know, guitarists are weird, man. Like I've met so many really good guitarists, and you know, like a lot of them just have this like asshole mentality, dude. Like I don't know what it is. It's like literally I like I've I was with a couple of guitarists that was like, you know, I'd be playing rhythm. I'm like, dude, can you make something that sounds kind of like do 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 do? They're like, no, I've never heard anything that sounds like that in my entire life. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? It's not even that hard. Like, I could do it, I guess, but you know, can you? Or they would play like a crazy metal licks, and I was
Yeah.
like, how did you do that? And they're like, do what? I'm like, just what you just did. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done that. I was like, what do you? Why are you like this? Like, it's like, um,
Yeah, like
I've
when you get
always,
into bands, like you have all these stereotypical, like you have the keyboard, the bass player, the drummer, and it's not true every time, but you kind of get why these kind of become stereotypes. You
yeah,
go through enough bands, you start seeing like, oh, you're that kind of drummer, like
yeah,
that
really,
kind
you
of,
know, it's just how it is. And I've always been like, my mentality about it is that, like, um, we got in this together. So,
yeah,
you know, if we're playing stuff together, like, you know, what it's like, I have this thing, man. When it comes to guitar, and I'm with another guitarist, I learn their style. I adapt to it. I learn how to play all their songs. I do everything that I can, and I do it all by watching them because that's how I originally
Yeah,
learned when I was a kid. Because like the guy I was with was like, not mentally all there, and he didn't really know how to teach me. So I just watched him, and I learned how he did what he did. And most guitarists I got with have gotten angry at me for doing that. They're like, "What?
huh,
Why are you playing that?" Or like, it was like, "Bro, I thought we were gonna like do this together." Like,
yeah.
if I get as good as you, then that means that we can
Everybody
play
wins.
together better rather than against each other. And then just,
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I just don't know why people are like that. I think
like
it's just
I really like somewhat of a competition, but not in
yeah,
the sense, oh, I'm better than you. It's more in the sense like, it's like TSS in patterns. Like you guys and these guys are so good, and I don't like. I've worked on that, and but there's always a part of me that think, oh, I'm not nearly as good as these guys. But
yeah,
they seem to believe that I am. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure, that I'm as good as I can. It's kind of this kind of competition. Like, I just want to keep up. I want to keep up with you guys, and
yeah.
and and
Honestly, like I've always looked at it too, as if I taught somebody or if I was with somebody and they were like better than me or they got better than me, I'd be like, "Whoa, dude, teach me your
yeah,
licks, bro. Let's go, let's go." Now we're gonna teach each other, and
yeah,
we're just
that's
gonna
it.
build off of each other. That's what I want. Like that's what it's about, man. It's like building and creating. Like
That's a cool thing. Like we have, like with patterns. I was telling you, like patterns collective is with some people, like we've been together for making music, like in this collective for long enough, so that you can hear some of my kind of musicality in their music, and you can hear some of theirs into the music I make, and
yeah,
that's I think that's amazing because I wouldn't, have learned all these things without them, and they probably learned a few things from me, and that's everybody wins, everybody wins. And if you don't kind of hide what you do, like, oh, this is, you don't own, you know this is like, this is like, I used to be an asshole of a musician, to be honest. Like, a few years later, I told some of my friends, I'm so glad you're still my friend because I was such an asshole to you, but so uh and the thing, I was under the impression that being able to make music and have some talent at doing so would did make me like a more valuable person, more important person, a better person than other people, and which actually is like, it's so backwards. It's it gives you
yeah,
actually, I believe it gives, like, if you have musical talent, it gives you the responsibility to sacrifice everything that you have so that you can honor this gift that you have and
yeah,
make it count, make it brings meaning, like, to your life, to a degree that it doesn't for to many other people. To most other people cannot do music, cannot make music. They will never have this ability to reach, universally reach people, at very deep levels, so if you can do that, it's it brings meaning to your life and brings responsibility to be the, to make sure that it's not wasted on you, that you
yeah,
make it count, and you reach as many people as you can, even if it means, like we were discussing a little bit beforehand, and whether you make money or you don't make, like, if you make money, it's amazing, like, but
yeah,
if
yeah. It's
not,
just a
like,
plus.
I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah,
I may, I understand. I may die poor and,
yeah,
in misery, but okay. But like, I'd rather die, poor, and but having tried my best, and say, all right, it just wasn't going. It wasn't in the books for me, but I did what I could, rather than, go out and think, oh, what if I really committed to that, but I chose security. I chose, comfort over that deeply meaningful thing that I could have done. Maybe it could have led somewhere, but I gave up. I didn't, I wasn't worthy. I didn't of the gift, of the talent. And I don't want that. I want, whether I make it or not, whether I make money or not, it's it matters, but it doesn't. I'm still gonna
Yes.
make music regardless. Like I'm
Yeah.
42. I've been making music my whole life. I'm just, this is the hill I'm gonna die on. And
Exactly. Same.
it's
I'm too deep in it now, man.
yeah,
I'm 15 years in,
yeah,
like,
that's it.
and
That's
that's
it.
not just playing guitar, that's making music, that's learning a ton of other it's music in general, like, and whenever,
Retirement is off the books for us. Like
yeah,
cozy retirement. Like you need to work for a long time, be an employee and do other things than music to be able to have a retirement plan.
yeah.
That's not in the books. It's scary. It's genuinely scary because you have to think about it. Growing. I'm not sure exactly how old you are.
I'm 25.
Yeah, so you got a little bit of leeway. I'm 42. Like I don't have like I can't. This is it for me. This is you know it's
Yeah,
do I want to
yeah.
watch TV shows, play video games, and take it easy, or like when will I become serious? Like, I've become serious a few years ago now, but it was very late. I was like 34, 35 when I really got serious about it. Like, all right, now I'm going to start learning and practicing and actually become a good musician, because I wasn't a good musician. I was able to make pretty good music, but I didn't know what I was doing. I just took it for granted. Oh, that's what I can do. I don't have to learn music theory. I don't have to learn, to do scales and whatnot. I don't have to learn classical music. I can just make music. You know, this is mine now, and I didn't respect that gift. I didn't. I thought it was a gift just because I was cool, you know.
Yeah.
And no, it's a responsibility. Something like I didn't ask for it, but I have it, and I cannot think of any other thing that I could do that would be more meaningful, with my
Same,
life.
same, man. When I was in school, uh, um, I'll try to make the story short, but I ended up getting kicked out of school. Ended up getting kicked out of my family home and out of school when I was 17, and
Yeah,
I had no other option. Like,
yeah,
I literally chose on the career path. Like, they put us in home in our home class or whatever. And I was like, they gave me a list of careers and like choose one. And I'm like, where's the career where I can like play music for like money? And then they're like, that's not a thing. You can't do that. That's
yeah.
not all right. And I was like, wait, so there's no paths I can take to do music? And they're like, no.
Yeah. How do these
You
all the other people do?
And
You
it was
know?
like, how do they do it then?
Yeah,
How do those people? And they're like, no, you just can't. You choose something else. And I was like, okay, well, awesome. But I learned about
yeah. But when
during
you're
that time.
17, you kind of believe them.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
a kid. You're supposed to
like
like, you're
what
an
do you
adult.
know?
You know what you're supposed to be doing.
Like your
I always
parents tell you that. Like everybody tells you that. Yeah, now it's cool with the music thing, but now you need to go. Maybe go to college, learn. Get a job, a real
you can
job.
go to college for music too. So it's like, I don't know why they just tried to keep that, but there
Yeah,
was you know I did end up learning about, like, one of my friends ended up showing me this thing called busking, and it's where you like go out and you play a guitar with
yeah,
your tip jar open, and then you just make money at it. And I was
yeah,
like, this is exactly what I wanted to do. Why
yeah.
did they tell me I can't do this? And like, my friends are showing me,
It's
and
unsafe. You know.
after I got kicked out of school and my home, I was like, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And I went traveling with some of my friends, and
Yeah, but for
I learned that.
regular people, this is unsafe. This is dangerous. This is they don't
Yeah,
see, they don't respect that kind of life choice. And to be perfectly fair, like it's you always had that path. Because I've seen people get lost in homelessness and drugs and
yeah,
stuff. But if you have a path you want to follow, That's really important. Regardless of your
Exactly.
circumstances, you could be homeless, you could be rich.
Yeah.
If you have that path, that thing that you really want to do, regardless of uh, if it pays or if it's a real job. Like I want to be doing that. It can be painting, dancing, music, whatever. You know, this is what will bring eventually bring you to being happy.
At that point, it was never a choice for me.
Yeah,
Like once I got out on the street and I was doing all that, I was like, this is it, man. This is the only thing I'm good at. This is the only thing that I know in my soul is that what I'm meant to do. I've always felt like that, man. And like music was never really a choice. It was just what I was going to do.
yeah,
Like I don't care how I have to do it. I don't care how crazy my life gets. I don't care how many sacrifices I got to do. I almost felt like I heard some voice tell me, "It's like, are you sure you're ready for this?" It's like, yes, I am
yeah.
ready. I don't care,
Of
dude.
course I
I'm
am. Well,
you know.
you're not ready. You're never ready. But it's not about being ready. It's about just doing it. And
Yeah,
you're probably going to, like, especially someone who wants to get into music right now, young kid, or even an adult. Like, you're going to suck at it at first, regardless of how talented you think you are. And maybe you're going to suck at it in a way that's going to be nice and musical, and maybe you're just going to be bad at it. But eventually, if you keep doing it, something's going to come up.
and that's something that I learned too is that there's a difference between skill and talent.
Yeah.
And I read this post one time that was like somebody got super angry at somebody for calling them like incredibly talented because it feels and I don't fully agree with it, but I understand where he's coming from. It was like, to call me talented only is almost like a shot in the face for how much I actually worked.
Yeah.
Like
It's like,
natural
oh, you
music,
were born this way. Fuck, I had to
know,
work really hard to get there.
exactly. Natural music talent is that like I can excel in it. It's like I
Yeah.
can do this and it's cool and I like it a lot and I can
Talent
just
is
naturally
potential.
excel. But skill is what the years of all of this took me to get here. It didn't just happen overnight. I didn't just get good at guitar because I just fucking did it. It was like I worked at it every day. I played
Yeah.
every single day.
Look at it this
Like,
way. Talent is chaos. Skill is order.
yeah,
Talent is what,
yeah,
what you have, what you were born with. Skill is you making the choice, making the effort, and going through sacrifice, and hard work to actually create balance with however much talent you have. And you really make it count, really make it, do something,
yeah,
bring
yeah.
meaning to your life.
And I see the talent with me still now, but like I think in the beginning the talent with me was that I just picked it up and I went to the
Yeah.
computer and I grabbed a chord chart and just started learning. And then I learned it. And that was where the talent was. The skill was where I took the 15 years that I've been playing to learn everything I did.
Yeah.
Like um I remember earlier you were saying that a lot of you adapt a lot of the styles from your the people you're around and they adapt a lot
Yeah.
of your styles. There was a quote from a song that there's a guy in Lazy Tree called Double A,
Yeah.
and he made this song that had a quote in it from somebody else who was like an interviewer or something,
Yeah.
and it said, before I started working with most of the people that I'm working with now, I was in my car listening to all their beats on repeat, and like really. That's how I am now. It's like I'm still working with like a lot of these people, but I'm in my car listening to them, and I'm like, man, how'd they make that? This is their sound. I
Chances are
love
they
this.
are in their car listening to your beats right now. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of, yeah, sorry,
thinking the
we
same
got
thing.
super
Like,
into
oh
that.
man, these guys are awesome.
Um, uh, I totally ended up getting sidetracked.
That's fine.
Like
People are
I
just
said,
gonna stare at you Blackjack SoundCloud page for a while though. But
yeah.
most people they listen to the podcast, maybe do something else at the same time. It's not something that
Yeah.
you really watch.
Um, when I started producing, I wanted to make like I didn't know about FL Studio or anything like that before, and I wish that I would have, but I'm glad that I didn't because I think my music would have turned out a lot differently.
Yeah,
But like when I
and more
picked it up, I
limitations.
had all these years of like experience,
Yeah,
like playing in bands, learning, music theory, like playing with audio. I already knew how to do like sample kind of stuff. I was playing with loop pedals and I knew a lot of it. I just got on there. I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, I could totally do this. It's like it
But
just
I understand
never.
it was the same for me. I was playing in bands
It
for
just I
decades.
was like, this is what I've been looking for. I've been looking for something exactly like this. Why have I not seen
It's a
this before?
recording
And I was like,
studio for your ideas. I don't know at which time you picked. Like I picked audio workstations like it was Cubase 3, which was I believe the first that allowed to have audio. And I was playing in the band at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to use that to do some demos for us to work, compose and arrange. And then it snowballed into oh, that's yeah, that's a different story when I got how I
yeah,
got into hip
yeah.
hop. But yeah, I can
Um,
definitely like you open this. Oh, now I can play the drums and I can play the bass and multi-track it. And so I'm
yeah,
definitely
yeah. Like I can do all that, like I
yeah
can definitely. And it was awesome because it was like I think actually the only other time I messed with a DAW beforehand was Audacity.
yeah.
Oh man, that program, it was cool. It was a nice introduction, but man, oh my
As
god,
a
like it's
DAW,
pretty much a
it's
joke,
not
bro.
yeah.
Sorry, Audacity.
I still use it like
Oh,
often, like when I want to record something from the internet, like some audio from the computer, I use Audacity. But I wouldn't begin to start using it as a DAW. Maybe I should,
yeah.
but.
Um, I would say what got me into producing though, reality, I was listening to a lot of EDM.
Yeah,
And I love EDM. I love house. I love dubstep. I love future bass. Like just the entirety EDM like genre is just amazing. And I wanted to learn how to do that. And that's how I learned about FL Studio. Is like I tried the trial version and I started making some stuff. And a lot of my early EDM stuff is really really bad. But I started
it's very
lo-fi hip
difficult to make
hop.
good EDM though.
Do you want to hear one of my early songs? Oh man,
Yeah,
this is
of
gonna be
course. Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna be so embarrassed. All right, give, give me one moment. I have a lot of them on private now because they're just.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, let's see. Oh, is this okay? I think this might be it.
All right.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, can not very loud. Hang on.
You
It's
can't
not.
hear it?
I can hear it, but it's really, really quiet.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe I'm not sharing the audio. Like,
I
here
think
we
you are.
go again. All right, all right, all right. Let me try just sharing the screen and seeing if that works.
All right. Let me just try and confirm. Like, to go back to the unsharing. We're gonna figure this out.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
unshare the
Okay.
on top. Yeah.
Stop
All
sharing.
right. So now tell me what you see.
I see me and you on.
Yeah. And do you see any icons or menu?
Um. Let's see. I
You're on Mac,
see.
right?
I see reactions, record, share screen,
Yeah.
chat,
Yeah.
participants.
That share screen. So
Yeah.
you have the icon share screen, and you have right next to it you have a small arrow. Do not click on the small arrow. Click on the icon share.
Yeah.
All right. So now what do you see?
I see the chat between me and you. I
Yeah.
see my desktop and like a couple other apps and my browser.
Huh. Because I don't see that actually. Um.
Oh, weird.
So So if you click on the small arrow, what do you get?
There isn't a small arrow.
Oh, all right. So that's for me as the admin. So hang on. Advanced sharing.
I did see a little checkbox that said share sound, which was what I was trying to do, but it didn't seem to work.
Oh yeah, but all right. So you're on the share screen menu again.
Oh wait, I found advanced options with computer audio, maybe stereo high fidelity.
Uh, go back to where you were seeing like the chats and the menu.
Um, oh, all the different boxes with the screens. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, you're there. So now you see like what do you have as different boxes?
I have the screen with me
Yeah.
and you. I have my browser. I
Yeah.
have like something called Whiteboard, iPhone, iPad, my task manager, and
All
something
right.
for my
So on top of that, you should
anyway.
have three tabs. One is basic, the one you're on, advanced,
Yeah,
and five.
advanced and then files.
Yeah, click on advanced, and you should
Yeah.
have new boxes.
Yeah,
Different boxes.
yeah. There will be portion of screen, computer audio, video, and context from second camera.
So yeah,
Content.
do you have music or computer sound only as a box?
It says computer audio.
All right, try that.
And then there's like a little oh okay. When you click on it, it like lit up and then it worked.
Yeah. So now you
Okay,
can click on share.
Yeah.
And it should work.
Let's see. Oh, it's not. Okay.
Maybe try to play something.
Yeah, let's see. It's
a tricky one. Like it took a few tries for me to get it also.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes. Yes, that's the way. Okay, let's try this.
Oh, I still have the screen again, but that's fine. If I get the sound,
I think that's the only way it's letting me do it. So, oh man, this is so bad. All right, here we go.
Let's try again.
Can you hear this?
You can make it louder. Maybe it's on the SoundCloud page.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, that is.
You could send me the link and I can play it from my end.
Yeah, that's probably just gonna be better. Let's see. I'm gonna do weird. Oh man, let's not delete it.
Yeah, and right next to the share screen icon, you have the chat icon. All right.
Okay, and then I want to go to where?
Right next to the share screen, you should have the chat.
Yeah. Here you go.
All right.
I'll just send you links for now. I think this is gonna be better.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, why didn't I think of that before? All right, no.
There we go. Okay. All right. A lot of my stuff's privated, or I have a lot of stuff that's not on sound or on sound. It's on this website called Clip.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Weird. Like I have most of my latest stuff that's private. I only want to do like official releases from now on. So all right. So it's my first dubstep.
Yeah. Here we go, man.
You ready?
This was me fucking around on trial.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All right. It's fun.
Yeah. I was so determined to make a drop.
Oh, I can so relate. Oh, that's the dubstep part.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
pretty much it. I was trying so hard. A lot of my songs are like half songs because
I
you
can so
know I
relate,
don't know.
man. It's all right. It's like you were playing in bands for a while before you did that, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I made
So
like tons of songs that were just nothing like that. So
yeah, so basically, like I went through this exact same thing. Like I think so. I was playing in bands for years, like my own band. I'm not going to get into that, but so I had an understanding on how music was made, like in terms of oh, this is melody and the bass and the chords and the rhythm, and it, but I didn't understand the importance of sound and everything that wasn't necessarily notes or chords or harmonic. It's different. Like basically how I got into hip hop, making hip hop. I always loved like hip hop music to some extent, but I was also the kind of musician like, oh, this isn't really music. And at some point, I was like uh, on this forum, and I was like, oh, let me show you what a real musician can do, you know. And it was so bad in my mind. I had, oh, it's really easy. It's a drum beat and you play bass like that and that kind of stuff. And I'm just gonna put it together. And I couldn't really realize like the difference, like
yeah,
paying attention to the sound and kind of already like the mix and the structure and how music would move, and it was very surface level that you get in many bands. All right,
it is a lot of self discovery, man. When I first got into it, it was like I just was not
it's
sure
humbling.
where I wanted to like. I didn't know how to use a lot of the synths. I didn't know how to use a lot of like anything, dude. It was just all just so fucking it was so complicated.
Yeah,
But I just watched like hours and hours and hours of YouTube. Like I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make dubstep one day and it's gonna be great. And I'm still working on it. I like,
yeah,
I ended up getting into lo-fi a lot more because like it was becoming a popular genre and I really liked the music, man. It was like it sounded nice,
and the
it was
vibe. Yeah,
chill. And I honestly kind of discovered the other day that I think in a way that lo-fi is very therapeutic.
yeah,
Like I whenever I'm driving, I'm still pretty new to driving and everything, and like whenever I get in the car, I have a playlist that I play, and it's like that playlist like keeps me calm while I'm driving, and it's
yeah.
like I never really thought about it, but it's like it's always my go-to. It always makes me feel good. I'm always in the right mood when I'm driving, and I'm like, lo-fi in a way, just it's the sounds that you hear. They're all very soothing. They're very chill. They're
It's like
calming, and they
musical
keep
read.
you in a good mood. And that's something I didn't realize about lo-fi until pretty much recently.
It's musical read. It keeps you mellow. You know,
Yeah, yeah, it
keeps
really
you mellow.
is. Beats to study, relax to.
Yeah,
Like
it's like there's no other genre that I can think of that's closer than weed, what weed does, because it's very like unique. You can listen to ambient music, you can listen to very nice minimalistic classical music that will
Yeah,
get you to places, but lo-fi in a sense is really grounded also. It takes you places, but at the same time it keeps you comfortable.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And it really does, you know. It's like I've had the same lo-fi song work for me in so many different settings. Like I'll
Yeah,
be sad and I'll listen to it. I'll be happy when I listen to it. I'll just be laying on my bed and listen to it. And
yeah.
each one of those times is a different vibe, and it's the same song. And it's like I don't know, man. It just is what it is.
All right, let's. I want to hear some more. Like, so this is your
Okay,
first
yeah,
job,
yeah.
and
Um, so before I get into this,
yeah,
when I got into lo-fi like after I got into dubstep really,
yeah,
and I didn't end up making a lot of dubstep afterwards. I would make like some stuff here and there, but I really got into lo-fi a lot because I was listening to a playlist from like Fear Dog, and like I knew some artists in a Discord server that I was chilling with, and I really so I decided I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna try it. I've been
yeah.
producing for a little while. I kind of know what I'm doing. This music doesn't seem like it's gonna be incredibly hard for me to make. So I'm gonna try it out, and I will show you my first attempt at making a lo-fi song
Awesome.
was my song Zombies, and it's
I feel honored for you let me in on your first lo-fi beat and your first dubstep.
yeah,
That's
and it's part of growing,
and
like
people can definitely relate to that because I see like people on forums and Facebook groups and whatever, like they just pick up making music, and somehow they kind of feel bad about because they cannot make stuff like what they're listening to, but it's a process, and
it is.
realizing that people who make music that you're actually enjoying now, they used to make music just like what you're making right now. You
Yeah,
just gotta stick with it, and surround yourself with people who can help you out, give you some advice. Um, because that too, like if you have people around you who can, that
yeah,
that you're
and
gonna
that
save years,
it's taken me a long time to get to the point to where and lo-fi helped me a lot.
Yeah,
Like that was the other thing that I wanted to say is that another thing that got me into producing was um before I ever even thought about like dubstep or anything, for a long time I was really into metal. Just like really, really hands down into metal. I didn't want to do anything besides metal. I was just like, I'm metal, like just really all about it. And the what changed a lot of it was that I also liked a lot of other music, and I made a lot of different types of music before I started making metal. And me and my friend were like in a band, so it was like it wanted me to make more metal, but like I don't know, man. I realized that like as I was getting better as a guitarist, it was like I was missing some fundamentals. And some of the best guitarists I've ever seen, like when they were kids, they were like forced to study jazz for like 8 hours a day, and like it was like to become good at the thing that I wanted to do, I had to expand myself and become more than just metal.
yeah,
And when I did that, like when I just opened that door to just let everything come in, oh man, the possibilities were just they've been endless since.
you realize it.
Like it's been years. And like when I finally came up with Blackjack, the idea was not about it. It's that my motto is any genre I could make it because that's what like music is to me now. It's not just about metal. It's not just about lo-fi. It's not just about rap. It's not just about EDM. It's
Music.
about all of it.
Yeah,
Like, and there's so many bands and there's so many things that like these people stick to. It's like, oh, I'm a lo-fi artist.
yeah,
It's like, or I'm in a metal band, and it's like I like that idea, but also at the same time, it's like, why does everybody have to be stuck to one thing? Like, I mean, I know you can
Doesn't
make
make
like different
sense.
aliases and all that,
Yeah.
but I don't see a lot of artists out there who are just making everything. Like
Yeah.
I want one of every song in my catalog by the time Blackjack's done. If I had to make a country song too, all right,
Man,
I'll do it.
I'll
Gonna be
collab on
weird,
that.
but
I'll collaborate on that one. I like country
right?
music. I really
But
like
like,
I really like country music. It's
I'm not a big fan of new age country, but like I really
oh
appreciate
yeah,
country western,
yeah,
like old 50s style, like
I love it.
like Marty Robbins
I
and
love it.
Patsy Cline, and I can't even think of anymore right now, but there's a lot of really good artists
It's so
that were
simple,
then,
and
and that music told a story.
yeah,
Each one of them was like, it was really a fucking story. There was like
yeah,
this song about Ringo, I guess, and it was like this guy who went in like coal mines and like died,
yeah.
and that was like intense, man. Like Marty Robbins has the song Big Iron from Fallout New Vegas, if you ever played that. Uh,
I need
and
to
that
send.
song's literally about, a sheriff shooting down uh shooting down a guy in the street, like that. Wow, I totally lost my train of thought,
Yeah, I know.
man.
That's it. Okay.
Either way, they all they make they tell a lot of stories, and I like that. I like music that tells a story, man. It's
That's what music does best.
really dope. And anyway, so I made
Zombie.
this song, Zombies, because I wanted to try. I'd seen so many people on YouTube at that point making like uh this type beat, or how to make lo-fi in like 5 minutes, or how to do that, like. And I was like, and I watched a couple of them because they were just funny, and I was
Yeah,
like, okay. And I was trying to get into the feels of lo-fi and how I could do it. And a lot of it was like nostalgic. A lot of it's like old type of stuff, like vinyl sounds and like, warped pianos and all that. And I was like, okay, what can I do? I was like, let me find the most nostalgic things that I possibly can. And I made the whole song out of the Warner Bros. Theme. Like whenever you hear the dun 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 dun
yeah,
dun 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 dun, dun, like I always thought that was nostalgic to me, because whenever like we would watch basic cable or whatever, if you heard that, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what movie this is, but it's about to be a good movie, and like it's just, and it was nostalgic to me. And also I have a lot of samples from there from Night of the Living Dead,
yeah.
and that's my dad's favorite movie, and it's also one of my favorite movies. And it's almost kind of like a tribute to my dad, man. Like this song was like my first lo-fi attempt and like a tribute to my dad. And my dad's awesome.
All
So
right. Yeah,
yeah,
let's check it out.
yeah, let's do it.
All right. Yeah.
Blackjack.
You know what a zombie is? When a person dies and is buried, it seems there are certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible, because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring. You mean like Democrats? What? Whoa!
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is? It's fear.
You kidding me, sir?
Zombie. Zombie.
Yeah.
love so many things about it.
Yeah.
Because it's in many ways, like, maybe you're not gonna like this. It's more dubstep than the other one in my mind.
Really?
Yeah, like it was something about the rhythm. Oh, hang on, autoplay. So something about, you know, the kind of rhythm you get, like 70 BPM, and you double it to 140. You know that.
Yeah.
The kind of, you know, you could expect. And what I love about it, because you telling me it's your first kind of attempt at doing a lo-fi beat, and
Yeah.
I think you nailed the idea, whatever that
Yeah.
is. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think you nailed it, but in a way that was already extremely personal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you can. It's already different. It's already unique. It's already there's already a lot of you in there, even though like it was your first time, and you can tell like you didn't necessarily have like all the technique and
Yeah.
skill, you know, because that's stuff that you build as you're doing it. But you had a good understanding of the fundamentals, and
Yeah.
at the same time of yourself, you know, as an
Yeah,
artist.
man. That song was, there was a lot to that song, honestly. Like, you know, it was my first attempt to, as much as like I've been learning so much about EDM, and like learning all that
Yeah.
like made all other genres like way easier, because EDM is difficult to make.
Yeah.
It's like it's
It
not
is.
it's not an easy genre, man. Like you got to know what you're doing and know how to do it well. And like so when lo-fi came, it was like, oh man, this is actually kind of a breeze to me.
Yeah.
You know, like that was my first time actually. I was thinking about it in the chorus part where they say zombies. That was my first time actually using the reverse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I never really fucked around with it a ton, and I saw it there, and I was like, you know, okay, let's how do we change this up? And chorus could be like in reverse, and I always loved that I made it sound way different. You know, it was like wow, and it was nice. It was just cool, man. And then like. I threw a couple of my own samples in there, like in the beginning. That was me saying blackjack, and then there was like a point in the song where I said yeah, you know, and like I was really all about like in some of my first lo-fi songs, just saying yeah. Like I don't know what it is, I just had to throw yeah in every song.
I have a beat
Yeah.
also, like where I say, yeah, like can I play it real quick? Like not the whole beat, just because I rarely do that. And 'cause first off, I sound French, so yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So where is that thing? It's a short beat anyway, you know. Here it is. So yeah, break. Actually, the best
I like that.
Oh, yeah. That's not me.
Something is different.
No.
Yeah.
Aha!
Nothing one small. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Oh yeah, dude, this is banging though. I actually like it. I love the funky vibes, man. That's super like. I really need to get more into that kind of stuff. That's definitely some of my next goals in trying to make music. Is like I hear a lot of this stuff on Spotify
Yeah.
that like sounds like super like it's just nice. It's like wubby, like has like little wubs here and there, and it
Yeah.
sounds like really funky, some nice bass lines, and I need that. I need some of that in my life because
Yeah.
man, I listen to a lot of it and it makes me vibe. I'll just be in my room chilling, like yeah, let's go, you know. It's just awesome, dude. I love music like that. I definitely if there was like a goal, an end goal that I was trying to go with Blackjack, it'd probably be just going straight into that fucking way, and making a ton of stuff like that, or at least an album or something, man. Like,
Yeah, you were telling me about an album actually before we started.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have an EP being released pretty soon. A lot of it was stuff from 2020 that I ended up making, and it was just like a bunch of random beats that I did. But then I realized as I like threw them all in the submission folder that they all kind of just followed each other. They all sound very similar, and I was like, wow, this is like it's like I almost like unconsciously did this, and all of the song names like work perfectly. Like it's gonna I don't really know what I'm gonna call it yet, but like it starts out with this song called "Sing in the Morning," and then it moves on to "A Taste of Honey," which is like, you can imagine like a little bit of honey in your coffee. Then I have this other song that I haven't named yet, so it's gonna be something about midday. And at the end of it, or near the end, it has a song called "Night City," which will be nighttime, and then it ends off the EP with dreams. So it's like it's literally the entirety of a day, and I don't know, I love the idea of that, and I love that all the songs just happen to be like that. And I was like, wow, okay, this just works.
Now, remind me after recording. Tell me about this again, and remind me. I need to talk to you about the music video idea I've been working on for
okay, yeah, for sure.
That would be perfect. And so yeah, let's hear, like, can you play maybe a track or two?
Yeah, you know what, all right,
maybe part of the track.
Yeah, I'll show you "Sing in the Morning" because I already have that on my SoundCloud.
All right.
And this was like literally this is how much I've come up, like now I can make like some really, honestly, Rich was the one who really got me like into making chill hop, like I everybody always says like lo-fi is like a dying genre or all this other stuff. It's like I try not to pay too much heed into all that, but like I really like
the trend followers, that follow, wherever what they seem to want. Like it's not, all right, let people do that, but what we're doing like right now with patterns with TSS, it's it's not dying for sure. It's pretty much alive and
it's pretty alive and well to me, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge actually.
And I've definitely heard some like lo-fi stuff on the radio. I mean, I would consider, you heard that song called Deathbed by like Powfu or whatever?
It's possible. It rings a bell.
Like, don't stay awake for too long.
I don't listen to radio or watch TV.
Like that's totally a lo-fi song, and I've totally heard it on the radio now, and it's like that's it. Lo-fi is already there. If you're on the radio, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel like radio isn't that important anymore, but it still is to me. I grew up knowing radio was important, so it was like, I don't know.
Lo-fi, like, this is too deep. It's not just a trend. It's of course it's going to be more and or less mainstream depending on when we're talking, but it's part of hip hop, and it's definitely here to stay. It's a child,
Yeah.
It's a legitimate child of hip hop music, it's not going, especially in the world now, like more than ever. Like people need, ways to chill and relax, because we are assaulted by all this information, everything that happens, social media and politics, and we have all this aggressiveness, and we need, a place where we can go, with our minds, and just, relax and chill and take a little bit of time, let your thoughts, follow their own course. And lo-fi does that too, it does that in a very unique way.
and that's like super what's cool about it, man. Like there's so many like now there's like so many subsects of like of lo-fi, like where it's like they have like lo-fi rap, which is like really cool.
Lo-fi
And
house.
I love lo-fi rap. That's definitely something I'm trying to go a little bit more into. Um,
I know a
then there's
pretty
like
amazing rapper from South Africa. I'll send you a link. We can even listen after that if you want.
yeah. Um, then there's like funk. Have you
Yeah,
heard of that?
yeah. I don't really pay attention to genres because
Yeah.
I just do my own thing. But if I like it, I like it, regardless.
I really like funk. I think I really want to make some funk music, but it's pretty much just like lo-fi and like trap mixed together,
Yeah,
and then they like add like a bunch of like old lyrics from like 90s hip hop songs, and it sounds, or like they'll even add lyrics from new songs or whatever, and it's just like it works. It just
yeah.
sounds good. It just works.
Mm. All right. So, yeah, you sent me. No, you didn't send me the link, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah. Here's the song. This is Sig in the Morning. It'll be the beginning of it, the new EP.
Okay. So ready?
Yeah,
Let's
sounds
go.
good with me.
Just gonna write up.
Yeah, yeah.
So first
Um,
off, you took so much dubstep with you. I don't know if you realize that. But there's like it's you come such a long way in such a
yeah,
short period of time. You took a lot of personal things with you
yeah,
and transformed it into something that's so unique. And I love how at the same time it's very chill and it's very
yeah,
dynamic. You
yeah.
know, I love it. Man.
Uh,
It's incredible. Like and not only do I love it, but I also believe like there's such a margin to improve on that. Still,
yeah,
like it's you're 25.
yeah.
Imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now.
Oh, I already know. I've been
You
thinking
know,
about it so much. It's just gonna be so awesome, man.
like, especially now with the
Like,
community around you,
yeah,
it's it's
yeah.
it's going to skyrocket. Like the sky is the limit. Trust me. Like
And I love it. I love the idea, and I love that everything that I've built too. It's like I started out like I didn't have like the huge community behind me. I just like I was like I had an idea, which was blackjack, which is this, and I was gonna make some music. And I don't know how the fuck I was gonna do it, but I went online like one night, and I it was the night before. I think what happened was on my birthday, like 2 years ago, something like that. I made the song "My Last Days on Earth," which is the song for like my entire album, that's out on Spotify. Like, and I was like, I made that song, and it was it's like a lo-fi song, but like I had a poem that I had written, and like the entirety is me talking through the entire song, saying that poem.
Yeah.
And I really liked the idea behind a lot of that, and it was like that was when like Blackjack was born. Like I was like, I'm gonna make this. This is how it's gonna be. This is I wanna make like a whole thing. I went on every social media site I could find. I made a profile for it. I started coming up with stuff. I was getting into video editing at that time. I created a video for the song, and like a year later, it was done. I created the album, and I was like, man, I did
It's a year later.
And the the main thing for it, man, was that I had a laptop like way before that, and it died on me. Like it was no good anymore, and I was so sad, and I was getting into music production like way more, and like
That's the struggle.
then when it died, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. How am I gonna make music? This is what I want to do. I'm so into this now, and
Yeah,
I
you
was
just find a way.
I was on my phone, and I heard of like FL Studio Mobile,
Yeah.
and I was like, fucking, I hate that I have to stoop to this level, and I like best $15 I ever bought.
Yeah.
Like I ever spent, because like a majority of my album was actually made on my phone, and I sat there on my phone on my bed just making beats all the time, and I was like, yeah, this is it. I'd be in the bus making beats, I'd be walking around town, I'd be chilling I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Why haven't I been doing this before? It's like I've made so many songs on my phone. It's amazing, and I really love the idea of it. And I honestly think that me being on my phone made me a lot more creative, because it was like when you get things taken from you and you knew what it was to be like at the highest tier, and then now you're down back here, and you have nothing, and you have so little to work with. It just brings out the creativity, just like when I started in guitar.
Yeah.
I got grounded and I became a guitarist. You know. I lost my laptop and I created an album. It's just that's just life, dude.
And you decide to go through it and create meaning out of everything. It's a beautiful journey. Like I feel so privileged to be able, like, this is it. Like it can be tough at times. But when I look at most other people, they don't have that. They will never have this experience, and I feel so privileged, and I wouldn't have it. It's scary, and I don't know about my future, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, so grateful, and especially like being a part of what we're doing right now, like. And I want this to be on record, actually. Like, there are some people, and at this time, like we're March 11th, something like that, 2021, and chances are there will be, like, the first time we play this podcast on YouTube, there will be maybe 1 or 2 people listening to that. But I want them to know, this is the beginning. Like, you're witnessing something that's going to happen, because it involves so many, like, it's starting to involve a lot of people who are, dead set on making something great happen. And something like, at this point, it's inevitable that it will happen. I don't know if it's going to be in 1 month or 1 year or 10 years from now, I guess it's going to be sooner rather than later, but it still requires some work. But to the, couple of people listening right now for the first time, like, you're at the beginning of something that's going to, be huge in the future. And I really feel that, talking to you, talking to Rich, I've been talking to King Form recently. Really looking forward to talking to Dipshit and my friends, Mackenzie, Alfonso, Matthew, all these people who are dead set on making stuff happen, and each and every single one of them are at the same time these incredible, mind-blowing artists, unique, talented, musical, communicative, positive. Not one of them, are gonna bring your energy down. They're always gonna be like, oh, let's make it happen. Let's believe in ourselves, and very enthusiastic about each other's music, learning from each other, collaborating. This is only the beginning of something that I genuinely believe it's inevitable at this point, and this is the hill I'm definitely gonna die on.
Yeah.
We're making this happen. It's gonna happen. And I feel that energy from you. All the same. And this tells me it had to happen. Because we're worlds apart. I take it you're in California. Some of us are,
I'm actually
Canada and in France. All right. So some of us are Germany. I was telling you about this rapper in South Africa. A few people within our circle are from Japan. And this is, and all of them with the same mindset. Let's make sure that everybody wins.
Yeah.
There's the music industry how it is now. It's all over the place, and there's something with lo-fi, but when I say lo-fi, it's a very wide. It's more like a spirit than a musical genre. With precise. It's more like a mindset, a soul set. Even. And this is important. It feels important. It feels that it can make a difference, a sizable difference in the chaos that the world is in right now.
Yeah.
We're living in scary times, and being able to provide to people music that tell them, ultimately, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be, just take a few minutes, chill, and figure this out, and you're gonna figure it out, and you're more than what you believe, what you think you are. You're infinitely more. It's your story when you got grounded and you became a guitarist. And
exactly. Yeah.
Your computer died, and you just found within yourself this infinite, well of creativity and ability to communicate and to tell stories and to create meaning. And that's important. That's what we do, and each and every one of us, we take it very, very seriously. I feel so privileged to be a part of this.
Oh yeah. Same, dude. Honestly, like Rich has inspired me so much to just do so much. It's just it's like being part of this collective is something that I've tried in the last 2 labels that I was in to be part of what I'm in George Stones now. And I think I needed those other experiences, honestly.
Yeah.
I needed the experiences of shitty places to understand what the appreciation goes for when you have a good place.
And what it takes to get there. It's incredibly difficult. It's certainly not easy. There are times you doubt yourself. You seriously doubt yourself. And
you definitely, man.
Stay in it,
I do it more often than I should, but yeah.
But when you have all these people around you, getting shit done, and you're like, all right, they're counting on me. I need to be there for them because they are here for me. And there's no one telling you, oh, you better find a real job, or this is not going to work. Everybody believes in everybody here.
And in my real life, I've had that. That was a lot of my life. I was like, oh, are you ever gonna, quit this? Are you ever gonna, and all the people who always hated on me, it's just pushed me forward to do it more, just to rub it in their faces, really. And it's kind of vengeful, but also at the same time, it's I know this is gonna work.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you.
Every time I've ever played guitar in front of people, every time I show people my music, they look at me, and it's not just one person. This has been multiple people just saying wow, dude, why aren't you famous? You're gonna go big, dude. You're gonna be there. It's just surprised to me that you're not there yet. And And like, I mean, if you heard it like once or twice in your life, it's cool. But it's like I've literally just had so many people say that to me,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, man, I think I might just be going somewhere. It's like, and that it's crazy to see, to feel that way, because it's like, it's like a once in a lifetime
Powerful.
chance. Who's gonna
Yeah.
catch that deal? But it's like, I don't
We're
know, man.
creating that deal. We're creating
I
that
think I
paradigm.
think we're all gonna fucking succeed. And anything that I get, anything that anybody else in our label gets, like that's just helping us all come up. I don't want to be alone in this. I don't want to go up and like a lot of people, they always say don't forget where you came from, and I'm not. I don't want to forget where I came from, man. I want to bring out everybody that was with me, that helped me there, with me.
And you
That's
really
that's
get
what
that
it's about to
family
me.
vibe because we're all very different, but we all have commonalities. And I call like I'm like everyone in there. Like I tend to call people like brother, sister. This is family.
Yeah, it really feels like a family.
It feels like that, and it's still gonna grow. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Like this is we are not quite there yet, and I believe people are going to look back, to this, interviews and that we do,
I know.
and right now we have 20 views or whatever, and they're going to go back and say, yeah, I'm glad that we're documenting this actually.
Yeah,
And it's
same.
part of keeping the ball rolling because you always have this to do, always taking care of making sure that people know about what's happening and have engaging with a potential audience, and it's important. I really love like the podcast idea is something I've been trying to do for a very long time, and I've been it's been difficult and challenging, but I stuck with it, and now it's
Yeah.
not maybe not quite there yet, but it's definitely getting to a more consistency. Hopefully, and you get some idea. So, how about because I still want to discuss with you kind of behind the scenes. How about we kind of wrap this, and
Okay.
I stop the
Also,
recording.
are you still down with me to play a song?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. This song, so my plan, I made a New Year's resolution this year that I decided that, um, last year's New Year's resolution, wow, last year's New Year's resolution was, that I needed to get like toxic people out of my life,
Yeah,
and like people who were bringing me down and people who weren't like trying to bring me up, and I've definitely brought a lot of that in my life, and by the end of the year I actually did it, and it was like I did it really well, and I was like, wow, my life like changed so much. So it was like,
and it can be
I
difficult
think since
because
I completed, that was like my first time ever completing a New Year's resolution, was just, and it was simple, it was something small, and it was just, it worked, and I think this year's was, I'm gonna come out with two albums. One of them is going to be a '90s old school hip hop kind of thing, because that's like where my roots are, man. Like I grew up listening to like soul and Motown, and like like old school hip hop and all that, and it's just, it's like I want to make an album like dedicated, like, that's like my love letter to old school hip hop. That's what my last days on earth was like my love letter to lo-fi, or like chill hop or whatever. Like it was like these things that tell these genres that, like, I love you, because
yeah,
thank you for letting me even have a career in music.
yeah,
Like, um I want to make a '90s old school hip hop album, and then I actually, a lot of people have wanted to hear me sing a lot more,
yeah.
and I'm gonna make another album called Bedside Lullaby. That's like a ton of songs with me playing my uke, and maybe a couple of guitar songs, and just a lot of me singing,
All
like,
right.
and like some cool lo-fi kind of beats, or like just at least down tempo chill kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people from my last days on earth really like the song on there called Don't Go, and that was like the only song I had on there that was me. Like, I had a uke,
yeah.
and I had I had a uke, I was singing, and it sounded great, and it had like a cool beat to it and everything, and like a lot of people really like. I had somebody like message me saying like, "Oh man, dude, like you have no idea like how much I listen to this song like every day." I'm like, "Wow, dude, like that's like super. That's so wholesome."
Yeah,
You know, like hear somebody tell you how much they appreciate your go out of their way to find you,
it's an
message you,
amazing feeling.
and
Yeah,
tell you like, "I love your song. Thank you for making it. I listen to this all the time." It's like, wow, man, like what do you do with that?
it's
Like,
worth like so much. Like, because it's such a struggle just to get to that point where somebody reaches out, out of the blue to tell you they
yeah,
like the music. It's such a long road, for most people already just to get there. And once you get there, it feels like $1 million. It feels like, oh, it brings out this possibility in your mind that, oh, I can reach people. It makes it real.
yeah, yo, and I definitely like I definitely enjoy that, and because people have done that to me, I go out of my way to do it to other people.
Yeah.
Like even if like I'll even reach out to big, like kind of semi big YouTubers or anything, and just send them like a long message about how much I like their channel and how much I watched them for years,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like keep doing good shit. And if they never read it, they never do. But I hope they just like scroll past it one day and be like, hell yeah, cool,
I actually
and
invited this dude who does like lo-fi classical. It's amazing, and I invited him on podcast. Hopefully, it's going to be the next. So I reached out, he reached back, and yeah, we're going to make this happen. It's a great artist, also. Uh, yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
I will play you guys a song. I don't know the name of this yet, so you know,
you're going
but
to
this
play
is
it
a
live.
song that I plan to be on Bedside Lullaby. So you guys kind of get like some hints of like all my new albums coming out, I guess. Um, okay. I have a little photograph with your name on it.
chills. Like you got me chills. Like you have first
Thanks,
off,
man.
you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
We have to collaborate. Like
Yeah, definitely,
I
man.
was
I'm,
I
I'm
was I
always
wasn't
down.
expecting like man. I'm almost like it's not easy to render me speechless, but I'm almost there. you know.
It
Uh,
probably sounds a little weird with the mask on or whatever, but you know.
yeah. That's what saved me. Like a studio version, like proper recording and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it will get you there. Like
Um,
that was amazing.
a funny thing that most people probably won't end up noticing that I will say, that song, that's going in Bedside Lullaby, but I was actually working on a fully produced version of that,
Nice.
and this just shows how awesome music is because you can make a mistake. Like literally, I accidentally touched one of the keys on my thing while I was messing around with the sample of it, and it played it really low, and it was like dun 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 dun, dun and I was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" And I was like, "That sounds really good. I could probably turn that into a lo-fi song." So that song is literally I have another song that's gonna come out on the EP called "The Taste of Honey," and I
Yeah.
literally took that low sample of that and used it in a lo-fi song. It sounds
Right.
completely different. It's like a whole new song, but it's amazing that like it was that, and
Yeah.
then it's another song. I literally just took the same sample and just pitched it down, and it sounds great.
I love that. Like this is what's great with computers and stuff because you couldn't do that before. Like not easy, not by this mistake, certainly not by mistake. And now you have all these possibilities, and you have like the best possibilities of all is the possibility to get lost and find out stuff that you didn't know existed, and then you can make music with. That's
Yeah,
you know.
a
I've been
lot a
playing
lot
it
of
for
the cool stuff in some of my songs have just been accidental mistakes.
yeah.
Like literally, like I'll like add a really cool thing, and I'll like pause the track in the middle of something because I'm messing around. I was like, "What was that sound?" And I'll be like, "Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's try to recreate that," and then just like record it and be like, "Okay, yes, I'm doing this."
Yeah, you just need to, be paying attention sometimes and have an open mind. You know,
Yeah,
one part of it is how you want your music to sound, but a big part of it, like for me for sure, is how does the music want to sound? Like how does
yeah,
the instruments want? What are the
yeah.
instruments telling me right now today? You know?
So sometimes I'll listen to the music and like I'll just listen to it so in depth and I like hear other instruments in the background
Yeah,
playing and I'm like, how do I emulate that sound? And I
yeah,
get it and I put it all together and it just sounds like it's supposed to be there. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah. And even though like yeah, I'm with you on that. Like you listen, you hear the other melody. Oh, maybe the sound like
like
this,
in the
and
background, it's not even
yeah,
there. But you
and
make it because you heard it because the way that the sound
yeah,
it's just
and
weird,
the
man.
music
You're
is
like,
telling
oh,
you how it wants to sound.
exactly, and I love that. That's actually that's cool. I haven't heard anybody else tell me that. So
That's
that's
that actually
I'm kind of glad I'm
happens.
not alone on that.
Yeah, no, I love. Like when it happens, like it always makes for great music. Like if you try to force it, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
You kind of get yourself into that zone, and which doesn't mean there's no use of forcing it. Sometimes it's always still a learning process. Like you're gonna make 10 beats, and one's gonna be good enough for you to actually export it, mix it, and sometimes most of the time it's just trying out things, exploring ideas, and sometimes it turns into complete beats, and sometimes it doesn't.
yeah.
It's all
I
about
think I think a lot of what changed a lot of my music was I got I got really into like making drums at some point. And
oh
now
yeah.
like when I showed you Sing in the Morning, that was like top tier of like all my drum work.
I
I
wanted to tell
love
you, I forgot the drums are sick on this one.
yeah, I love it. I love
Yeah.
doing drum. I think drums really make a song come together. And like
I'm very bad
especially
at
when you
this.
got good banging drums, yo. Like anybody can just put
Yeah,
But like when you put like some good drums in there, it's like, wow, this song is totally different. It just became something new, and it feels alive, honestly.
that's why I
Like,
like drum machines, because when I finger drum, I tend to do kind of always the same thing, more or less, you know. And with drum machine, you can sequence. You can. It's a different approach. I like both. I like finger drumming because it has that live sound to it. You know, it's not perfectly quantized, but and I'm learning, but I'm not very good at this yet. I need to improve. I need to. You know, it's a process. You know, I'm not
see,
bad at it. You know, it's I'm okay. You know, it works.
yeah,
Like people still seem to like the music, but you can tell, like if you listen, that you know I'm not that big on drums, and I have a lot of room to improve there. For sure.
um,
Yeah,
for me, I guess when it comes to music, a lot of the time is like when I'm experimenting with instruments and stuff. Like I know how other people make those instruments sound. You know, in
yeah,
like piano, I know how to do like a bunch of stuff. But it's like I can't. I literally, I'm not very good at playing piano. Like physically, like no, no, not at all. But if you
yeah,
give me like if you get me on the piano roll and I make something, I will make it sound exactly like as if I played it. And
yeah.
like that's really what's important to me is like I know that I can't play a lot of these, which sucks. I really wish that I could. I should get a lot
Practice.
better. But yeah, it just takes practice to get there. But in reality, like, I try my best to make it sound like as if I did,
Yeah,
and that's just really important to me. Like I want everything to sound authentic, like I don't end up producing a lot of music all the time, but like, I definitely well, I like my music to sound very quality. I want everything to sound good, and like I think quality always will trump quantity.
oh yeah,
I can produce beats every day, but I could produce a really good song and then it will probably get more views than all of the beats that I just produced over the past like 3 months, like if I was doing beats every day.
you know what? It's the reverse for me. Like if I work really hard on a song, on a track, people don't respond to it that much, but people seem to love like the stuff that I do that's more minimalistic. It's simpler that I can do in a day or two. And usually, like if I spend a week or 2 weeks on a track, like some people like it, some people appreciate it, but most people are like kind of weirded out for some reason. But yeah, I don't think about it too much because I still do like longer tracks every now and again, and I appreciate connecting more with an audience doing simpler stuff, and it's not less deep. This is what I've found out. It's not less deep. It's just different. It's just simpler. But it's still music. It's still music that I put my heart and soul into. Regardless, it's not something that I just do for doing. It's still like if I don't think it's good, it's not going to be out there.
Yeah.
Has to be. There has to be. But the quality, like what I'm finding out, and that's something that's stuff you can find out listening to your old music, and you realize you already knew how to make good music 10 years ago, 20 years ago. you know you already had what you're looking for. It's just a matter of bringing it out, and it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter if it can be on a complicated, intricate, detailed track, but it can also very well be on a just sample chop, finger drum, classic kind of MPC jam. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, some of like especially in hip hop, some of the most classic beats are really really simple beats, like technically not that much work. It just they just nailed it. Whether it's the
Yeah.
sample, the drums, they just nailed it. You know.
Yeah, dude. You think I can play you one more song
Yeah, of
before we
course. Yeah.
wrap up? It's actually a work in
Well,
progress song.
I let you play one. You let me play one after that.
All right, cool. It's actually a work in progress song.
Yeah.
So like it's not finished at all, but like honestly, like we were talking about like making real stuff and then like how I actually just want to show you like
Yeah.
how I get like I made this piano sample in this song and like I sang it and everything and it just sounds like real. And this is like the exact absolution of like how well I can make things sound like I just did them, you know?
Yeah.
it might be on Drive, so I have to look for that. But you can play it from Google Drive.
I have a really slow internet though, so it's okay for downloading though.
Yeah, it's totally.
If it's an MP3, it's gonna be better, but I
Yeah.
can download away.
Here we go. Yeah, it's totally an MP3. It won't take that long to get. And then while you're getting this, you can play your songs.
Yeah, actually. No, that's not my song. That's actually a video of a train line in Tokyo, the Yamanote train. All right, so it's actually a collaboration I did with a singer, and I wish like she doesn't live like she lives in the same area. All right, it's actually a music video, but I'm just gonna play the music.
Up against the sky. Tide was trying so hard to what keeps us up. Tide was trying so hard to what that holds us up against the sky. Rolling out the news, fighting back up. Pulling all the Polaroid from your pocket. Pull a memory from where it's buried. Take a vocal line and try to lay it down.
Wow.
I wish we would do more music together. We will, but with the lockdowns and stuff, it's becoming hard.
Man, that was really nice, dude. I love the voice in it. Like I just laid back and like closed my eyes, and just let it happen, man. that was nice. Yeah,
And it just happened. Like we were in the studio, and it just happened in one afternoon. You know, just everything.
Yeah.
Fell,
Was who was the singer on that?
So she's a friend of mine. She's called Jenny. Like her artist name is Stanley, STAN LEY, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's more like a folk kind of electronic folk artist, and she's amazing. She lives in the same area. But yeah, with the like we were supposed to collaborate a lot more, but yeah, with the lockdowns and curfews, like she's still 1 hour drive away, so it's complicated.
Man, I would love to work with her. she got a great voice, man,
Yeah.
and I love like lo-fi and women singing. Like it's like they were just meant to be.
Oh, I can definitely put you in touch. Like she's a good friend, you know, and yeah, and she's making a lot of music, so.
Oh yeah.
Put you guys in touch for sure. Like we could.
Yeah, dude, we could probably all three of us do a song together. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, because you got some great keys, man. Like the way you play key. I wish I was there.
But like it wasn't always the case. I really started to put it together in the way like by practicing classical piano. of all things, in that
Yeah.
process of trying to become a better piano player, I was like, oh, I should actually get into, trying to play classical pieces, which I started doing, and I had a horrible technique, so I hurt myself, but that's fine. But yeah,
Yeah, dude.
it's
That's man, because you got it's so dude. I just love the way you play. It's fucking awesome.
we're gonna collaborate eventually at some point anyway. So like, and
uh,
we're gonna get from a lot
yeah, dude.
from
It's
one another.
it's gonna be amazing. Did you end up getting that song?
Oh yeah. I downloaded it. Let's just play
Okay.
it, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Piano
Let's play it.
Pop Boy.
This is like my total attempt at like it's kind of like coming up on it. Like I said, it's still work in progress, but like I love the way I sing in this, and I love the way that I play the piano at the beginning. That's just like the highlights of the entire song. It's just
All right,
amazing.
let's have it.
I don't realize, oh, when you're lonely, telling lots of lies just to get up on me. I am feeling overplayed. Every second that I spend in a day, I know you don't want that. You gon' stay mad. Every memory flash like it's going on playback. I know you're gonna get up on me.
Oh man, yeah.
Gonna get up on me. Gonna get up on me.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. The rest is just
Wow.
beat, but yeah, dude. It's
I'm fucking tearing up here. Trust me, like, come on.
Yeah, man. I love that, like, like I added some reverb and oh man, I love messing with my voice, dude. It's one of my favorite things to do.
You have an amazing voice.
Thank you, man.
You're freakishly talented. Seriously.
Man, I don't know, dude. I think music's just in my blood, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can just feel it in my soul. It's just something that I just always love.
Can I ask you something about this song?
Yeah.
Would you mind if I tried like playing the calm piano parts?
Yeah, sure.
Like I would play them, pretty much the same, but just actually play them. You program them, right? It's very well programmed.
I programmed all of it. I use this this piano called the Gentleman from Contact. If you use Contact at all, it's a great VST and it's a really nice piano. I actually set the piano up myself to sound really nice when it was played soft and everything. And it's just great. But if you want to try it out, man, feel free.
Yeah,
Like,
I
here,
think
and I'm just doing it.
I think if any,
Yeah, I think it started over.
yeah, it's possible. It's come on, it's such a beautiful song. Like this is gonna be on your next album.
No, maybe it could be. It could very much be on the bedside lullaby. I don't see
You
why
should
not.
make a
You know?
music video of this.
Yeah. I'm really working on doing a lot of music video kind of stuff too. Um, like I need
But your
to
voice,
get
man.
some more into that.
Like, have you worked like on your voice, like with a teacher or something?
Uh, no, actually, and I'm really sad that I didn't because I like in school, like everybody took choir, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh, I don't want to take choir. That's lame. I don't need to take that. That's where all the other people. And like now, I'm like, why didn't I take that
yeah,
class? Like I'm just stupid for not. It's like
yeah.
I do
That's why,
music
like
now.
at this point, I can, yeah. No, but I'm asking because, like, as I'm, like, I've heard a lot of singers, and you sound like you know your way around this instrument, unlike
Yeah,
most people who claim to be singers. Like it's like the pitch is pretty nice. It's spot on. The
yeah.
voice and the like. I'm no coach. I don't really know this instrument. But I can recognize good music, and yeah, man. Like
Yeah,
pretty awesome
yeah, dude.
stuff. I'm just gonna wrap up the recording, so we
Okay.
could have a little bit of time. Uh,
Can I plug my socials? Is that cool?
yeah, of course.
If anybody is looking for me, you can find me I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Spotify. Just look up the handle at Blackjack BL4CK7ACK. I have an album on Spotify. I'm gonna have an EP out, I think around the second. That'll have a couple of songs, and if you really want to check out our label, feel free. We're on Instagram. We're called Third Stone Sounds, THIRDSTONESOUNDS _. So
We're gonna put a link tree in there, like.
and everybody else in the label is really good too. Like he did another interview with Rich. You should check out his music. He's got Kid Strange. We got Dipshit. We
got King Fong coming up.
King Fong. There's so many.
Yeah.
So many people, man.
It's gonna be amazing. Right.
Yeah, and we got you now too, dude. And this is just
I'm about to release something.
It's just an amazing experience, Like
it is.
If you want to check out some good music, check out Third Stone. If you want to check out me, I'm always here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is all right. This was oh man, this was amazing. So this was Blackjack for Patterns Podcast, and all right, see you. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I put the link tree. Like we're gonna make a link tree. I'm gonna put all this in the description. So yeah, tune in for the next episode next time. Peace out.
Yeah.